Taking a little down to the river here now for a wee dip. We'll just check now if there's any fishermen here. They don't make pups going into the water. Not that they have any more rights over the water than, like, I've got a dog licence. They have a fishing licence, but I have a dog licence. Some water we're doing that today. That's used for hydroelectric power there. Now so it is. It's white brown in that water there. But I'm on the swinging bridge, we check for any fishermen. But I do be walking the swinging bridge when we're here. We all like a wee swing, Luna. Mom will go for a wee swing on the bridge. That river in flood, Luna. There's no fishermen shall have a good time. We only go in, there's 1 or 2 spots. That's all we play in. But that's all she needs. It's a very rocky river, that, normally. The bridge was first built here for the Herdmans. Herdmans built the first bridge for the mill, for the workers. So when you go to the other side, there's nothing there. It just goes on to a couple of houses. Goes on to a footpath. You just walk straight in front of traffic. Lena! This is, I think, is the 3rd bridge here. First one was washed away before my time. Lena! The second one was washed away during my time. It looked a lot nicer. It had like a mechanical set towers, you know, the more Victorian style wooden deck, and that got washed away. The river doesn't reach the bridge, washes the bank away, and then because it's a suspended bridge with them anchors is in, once the foundations go, the whole lot just collapses. So this one here, I was here right where now, like, hasn't got washed away yet. There's one fisherman down there. There's always one to spoil the fun in there. But I crossed the old one and all on my motorbike. You see they got a wee bollard on the other side. Shortcut for motorbikes. You can, when you get to the end of this footpath, there's a wee gate takes you into a field. And if you walk in through the field, maybe 1 or 2 fields, it's legal, you can walk it, so right away. But you follow the riverbank, don't go ploughing over the field on the motorbike. Walk along the riverbank and it takes you to the old railway bridge. Worth a seeing, like. And then you used to be looking back at the river line, but the farmers blocked off the river line now. Now say if you want to climb fences and stuff, you can still come back to the old river line. But the farmer doesn't want you to go back to the river line. There's our wee sandy beach down there. Oh, there's a fisherman there. See that there, boys? 2 fishermen. I hate that there, like. I don't know, Luna. Mightn't get you into the water. Now, them boys give off, like. You're scaring the fish away. Like, you think the water goes over a big weir. It's churning bubbles and everything. And they think putting a tennis ball in scares the fish off. They're just useless fishermen and they can't catch, that's all it is. Oh, they blame your dog, like. We're not going to get you in the water now, Luna. We'll just take a wee peek. If she stays near the weir here, she might get away with it, but just out of barking, you see. Like, you take the amount of splashing over here. Luna going in there isn't good. Oh, well, no, the barking doesn't help. Oh, you've got to shut up. You don't want to be barking. You're scaring them fishermen off. We're playing this wee corner. Why are you playing the waterfall? Why are you playing the waterfall? Luna! That fisherman, that young boy's come closer to yours. Now, so yes, he's moved up towards us. He's doing for badness, he just want to complain. Luna, we're staying here, or you're not going anywhere. There's the water we're playing on. And she's going to go in, she twice fish hooks. First one time, give her a bait. Luna! So she'll go over to his bait box and try and scrounge. Are you ready? That's deep now, it's deep. Oh, it's not that deep. Well, you stay away from fishermen. It's a good day the fishermen are going. That nice and cool. They're nice and cool. A little. I'm going to throw into the waterfall. Let her. Go down there once more and we'll leave her. I'm on ahead, we're going. Come on. Stop, listen. Come on now, let her. It's like Adam and Eve. God says you can have whatever you want, but don't eat that one stupid tree. Did Eve listen? No. There's Eve. You can play all that water there. Don't go near the fisherman. Because if she goes near the fisherman, she won't go to his tackle box. God knows what's there, maggots and everything. She'll help herself. It's cooled off on her. All along there, fishermen can fish along there. Why can they not go along there? Luna can't swim there, it's too deep. They picked the one spot Luna can swim. It's not fair, is it, Luna? Over there, the whole pile. There's a couple on the far side of the bank. It's all around there, clustered with fishermen. The wee fish have to go up that way, or they go up that wee leap thing. The wee thing's just tired. And them boys are all sitting there waiting to catch them like. They call that a sport. I'm just looking there, they actually have CCTV over there. There's that wee house thing with shutters on it. And they have like a wee sample point or so next to the river. But there's definitely three cameras on that pole. I say there's 4 cameras on that pole looking out over the river. So there's boys coming here with nets or what? You wouldn't put it past them, you know. For some reason they put this fence here. Used to have picnic tables and all here. Ones wreck them and all. And used to have a wee walk through the woods. They've fenced all that off now. They don't want anybody going in there. You see the farmer sneaking into it. Well, do you see his fence will fall down someday? And he'll sneak into it. Up a metal pipe. I would say that was some kind of borehole to check for water levels. See, the water level can't be that high. Water table. So if you want to, it's crops in the field now. If you're a fisherman, you'd walk on along this way here. You see through the wee gate, and then you can fish along the bank. But although them boys aren't fishing along there, they're all down there stopping Luna swimming. So I don't know what that is over there. There's some kind of contraption built there. That wasn't always there. So if you like walking through fields, there's the place to come here. Then I'm all go through the field. We can't go swimming. Come on ahead. Maybe fields, there's probably pesticides and all sprayed in this. I'm going to end up getting cancer like. Or ticks. Should probably get ticks. The wee weeds are still growing here, so that must be right. That's the river line back there, like. So before you would have walked the river line and around the circle. And if there's no gate blocking the river line, I'm going to chance it and go back. I like doing circles. There's ripples in that water. Has Luna gone under the water, has she? No, she hasn't. Are you wet? You wouldn't know. She has. It's her causing ripples. You're causing ripples, Luna. There's a bit of drainage dug out, made a ramp to the river, and she's in the water. Well, where are they? She's loving this wee walk here. And I'll bother tipping now to get down to this field here. The field's all the same. Got a nice house over there at the other side of the river. Big chimneys on it. It does look like an old house back to the Herdman's time, going by the chimneys, but I don't think that is an old house. There used to be a big stately home. I've never seen it. Not far off that bridge, and it was a gate lodge. And my brother used to have a friend who used to live in the gate lodge, and they sold the big house, and they built themselves a new house down near the river. I think that might be the one they built. So it's not an old house, but it's from people who came from a stately home to downsize them. So probably that's why they want their near chimneys and all. I'm not 100% sure, like. It doesn't look new now, but I would say it's probably going back 30 years, maybe 35, 40 years when they built it. Well, let up. Way in the distance, the chimney is Herdman's Mill. That's where our walk first started. We walked along the river, the hedge in the background was the start of the field. We'll soon be the end of the first field. The hedge is missing at the end here. There's the first field and then the second field. I don't know if we're going to a third field. Look, from here it looks like we're going to a third field. I've lost count of them. I thought it was only two. But it curves round. You don't actually walk up a field. It curves around and then you meet the bridge. The actual river curves. And then you come upon the bridge then. Whenever they built the railway was supposed to be in the far side of the river. Bearing in mind these boys are out doing surveys and all. They're going to take the easiest way. And to get it here they had to build a couple of extra bridges. But the Herdman's Mill wanted the railway going past their mill. So they did a wee deal to get the train over this side. There's the wee official gateway there that would have took you in there. So originally the gate was this side. The farmers, that is the actual gate. There's the two pillars of the gate. So the path has ended up way far in the man's field. He's losing a lot of ground, so he is. Don't know the idea of taking the hedge away. See, as far as I know, that river's deep the whole way. I don't think there's any shallow bits on it, but there seems to be splashing here and there. I don't know. Oh, alright. About to leave the second field. There's the chimney way in the distance. I didn't remember it was this far, you know. Maybe the fact the heat's belching down today makes a difference. So I think now, them trees in front must start curving around shortly. In fact, them trees in front, that's the railway line. I can actually see the rails of the bridge. So with that bank of trees, there's a wee gap in the middle. The bank coming down then a straight line to the railway line, and then there's a wee gap, and then these ones is river bank. So the bridge is just down here, 5 minutes away. I know, we'll check what time it is. Is it 5 minutes away? We don't know, Luna. We'll check what time it is. It is 17:13 now. The river just beside us. You see the farmer used the river line as a lane. There's a wee ramp coming into the field. Luna's in there somewhere this year, full of energy. She is loving this walk. Don't know why. Maybe the ticks are jumping and biting her and that's making her run. But she is loving it. She's finding wee animal trails going down the river. She's checking them all out. Oh, we're going down to see the big bridge. Big bridge down here. She might get into the water near the bridge. I'm not too sure. I came down here one time when it was in flood, and I had my own 2 dogs, Lucy and Shadow, and they were normal like. But I brought the sister's dog with me, Max, and he wasn't quite normal. And we got to the end of the bridge, and the water was real strong current under the bridge. Then I heard splash. Oh, there was Max. He jumped in like, you know, and there he was trying to paddle in the one spot, and it was a flood. It was a flood. It wasn't me. He just jumped in. Luna might do something stupid like that, but so it's the first time I had to deal with a dog jumping into a flood like. So I walked downstream and called him. He couldn't have paddled up to me like. He'd have bothered paddling into me. So I just walked on down the stream and called him down the ways, and the current brought him down, and he floated over to the side and got out as though nothing had happened. So I can see it between the trees, and the camera's not going to pick it up. If you didn't know it was a bridge there, nobody walking here would notice it. So because I know I'd look for one, I can say it's over there. Had to make sure she doesn't try to cross it. For a while the farmer used the bridge to cross on his tractor, but there is no bottom on it. So what he done was he used the old ruby lines as a guide. You know, nowadays you get some warehouses to use steel rails to guide forklifts. So the forklift doesn't go on the steel rails. The forklift, if it hits the rail, stops it hitting the shelf. So he had used the ruby rails sideways. So when he took the tractor across, if he veered too much to the left or the right, the wheels couldn't cross it. So he would have crossed the bridge even though there's no bottom on it. Dodgy or what? See, no health and safety in them days. It was a wee DIY job he'd done himself. If you were to cross that bridge, on the other side is a very old graveyard. And it's either this or the next bridge. Don't know which one it is. There's 2 bridges here. And there's an old graveyard on the other side. I went canoeing. I think it's the next bridge, near Victoria Bridge. And I went canoeing one time with canoes in it. It's very scary. Very scary. My one and only time to canoe in the Mourne River. I'm back in some summer scheme. You just wore your clothes, no wetsuits or nothing. I'll just threw us in. Wee tiny minibus, truck you out. So when you crossed the bridge, there was another stone bridge. That might be it, you know. So the road went, the train went over the steel bridge and under the stone bridge. The stone bridge was a wee lane, and then the graveyard's beside the lane. But that wee graveyard was out long before the river line. So they stuck it very close to the graveyard. I wouldn't be surprised they took a couple there. So that's out there now. You see the old stone bridge ahead. So the train would have crossed on the stone bridge, and we came down that wee lane, parked the minibus, and we had the canoes on there. So one day I'm alive today, you know that. How you doing? Good. You come in the middle of nowhere and there's still people. No, Lena. You don't know, does anybody walk the railway line now, or is that all blocked off?
No, you can still walk it.
I thought the farmer had blocked it off at the bottom and I wasn't sure. I'll go back that way. I like doing circles. Thank you. Doesn't matter where you go, there's always more people to be seen. That's a nice wee spot out here, you know. As long as Luna doesn't go climbing bridges. It's like, where would you? That's stuff when you get in the Wild West. I say if one time we'd been out walking along the steel, because you had the handrails, but the handrails are missing in places. You don't really see the graveyard here, but you're on the lane, it's just the other side of the wall. So there's no bottom. So you can see how the bridge doesn't actually touch the stone. Some size of steel when you're up next to it. No, don't be going to climb it! So, then I'm going to put your lead on here a minute, because you're not as wise as Lucy or Shadow. Now, you're not as wise. You never met them, Pep, but believe me, you're more like Max. You'll jump off. I always like a wee bit of engineering, like. So what your man done, and imagine when the train did go on it would have had a deck. You wouldn't have thought they had it open, like. There's that many layers of paint on it over the year. But what your man done, he used the ruby sleepers and put them long ways. There's a metal plate there, you know. So it's hay fever. Supposed to be high today, Luna. Gee, I'm suffering now. So that is the actual metal beam of the bridge. He's put the wooden sleepers on top, put the railway line sideways. So his actual tractor tires would have travelled on top of the wood. As I couldn't turn left or right because he would have bumped into the rails. Now I took it the reason why I put the wood on was because the metal's too wide apart. So by overlapping the wood 6 inches each side, that was enough of grip for his tires. It would have been nice to walk over there, you know, and actually look at the graveyard. I wouldn't take Luna across that. She was going her own, you know. But I say all that, it's all built like the Titanic. It's all plates riveted together. They didn't have iron girders, but like the Craigavon Bridge. It took some work to put all that together, but you see his wee bumpers there, the uprights there. He's put a bolt through the wood, and then he's bolted the railway line on. So it's done there's a lot of work building that. It wasn't a wee easy job for a farmer to do. And then you have these wee bits that stick out. I take it that if anybody's walking across the bridge and cut out with the train, they could just hide in, so they're not pulled apart. There's I think it's 3 of them each side. So when the train was going, you might have had ordinary people walking across there. I say I can't imagine it all open like that. Now the weird thing is, this is a heavy gauge train. It's got 2 pillars. The pillars are sort of like steel, hollow like cast, and then they're filled up with crap, probably concrete and all. And yet the bridge outside Staban has a set of 3 pillars, even though it's single rail. So unless when they're building the bridge they had intentions of having a dual railway line at one time in Staban, never was dual railway line, but just the bridge was 3 sections wide. A wee bit of fancy stone and all. Might have had built at such a date at one time on it. The ones the council would have been here, cut the wee ribbon and all at one time. This is the internet and the AI of its day here. This was world changing like. See, it's right drop there now. But I would say to make it into a cycle lane it wouldn't take much. The bridge is still strong enough for that. So I start walking down the river line now, Luna. I say the river's going pretty fast. Now you can go down there now and you can walk under the bridge. And that's where Max jumped in. We don't know Mad Max is today, Luna. Luna likes history too, you know. She loves it because there's more. They must be having a party down here. There's 2 girls down below and all 3 arriving. 2 hours 3. Imagine the size of a steam train going over that and the noise of it. The thing would have been shaking with the weight. It mightn't be going too fast, you know. It's going to that wee arch underneath. And you wouldn't have heard all the traffic at the A5. You wouldn't have had that noise. But the big drop there, Luna, big drop. So we're going to head back to the river line now. On this way, Luna. Them girls come up that way. Because I missed the river line. I like doing circles, but I haven't done it in years. There's planted crops in that field there, and I had a neat job there. I've never actually seen a field ploughed like that. It's nicely ploughed and the wee plants put in. The way I have it now, our machine's covered in plastic. It's years since I've actually seen a crop on a field just like that, on bare clay. Now that's probably grown for cows as well. Everything they grow nowadays for feed cattle. And then the cattle shite and pollute our waterways, and then there's no way to walk with blue-green algae. Come on now, pet. So this is just a river line now, it goes into a straight line. I always like walking places like this. Nature's all around, but you see if they built a cycle lane here, it wouldn't be the same. Out tarmac road, wide enough for a road sweeper, it would ruin it. I often think if the council would just get a wee ride-on lawnmower, keep it grass, go up with a ride-on lawnmower and maybe a wee haste clippers, farmer could do it. My farmer haste clippers. Clip the trees back and the brambles once, twice a year. Anybody wants to cycle it, get an electric mountain bike. This river line still has the granite. It actually acts as granite the trains ran on there. I don't know why they don't use granite today, but it's still got the original granite. If you had an archaeologist here now with a wee trial, that granite there could be 6 inches deep or more. It's just the clay's built up over the years. Once we get the first turn off, that's the second field. It gets a bit easier to walk. It's more grass now, less brambles and stuff. This actually looks quite nice along here. It's the entrance into the first field now, so we're almost at the end of the river line, and grass gets even shorter here, so it gets less, more busy near the bottom. It's easier to walk. Maybe make a nice wee circle just doing this bit down by the riverbank. Coming down to the first gate now across the river line, and you see the wee path going around it. So it has been used as a, look, ones are going down to the field that way as well. Oh, look at that. I think when we get to the very end we're going to have to climb the gate, from what I can see, but we'll find out today. We will find out today. The weird thing is, when I first came to Sion Mills as a Wayne, this river line was dead level to the car park where my car is, and there was a big cutting taken out of this field, and the farmer filled it all in. He filled the river line in. So originally it would have been a flat field, and the river company cut through it, so the farmer restored it. This is why we're going uphill now, and then have to go back downhill again on the other side. The line itself would have been on the other side of them trees. Where's folk walking here now? Like, if I say that gate is there, that's the river line going along there through them trees, but nobody's walking that way now. What do we see, Luna? We're on down this way. Nah, I don't see a footpath going through there. Must be walking around this way now. This would be a good field for a housing estate, wouldn't it? You're not far from the village here. Pretty flat. I think there's actually a lane comes to the main road down this field. So maybe folk living in the village will come down that lane. But how do we get back out now, Luna? There's no path here now. We are lost. So that we need to get over there. You see a trail anywhere, Luna? I don't see a trail. This is why I stopped walking this part of the river line. You can see there people are walking up into the village that way. So if they closed that lane off there. The wee field over this side would have had no fencing and all around it in places, and there was 2 or 3 paths went through it, and the farmer put up all new fencing. This gate's got a padlock. He doesn't want anybody trespassing. So you could go underneath that, you know. Well, I go over this hill and I'll check out first. We could get prosecuted, Luna. We could be prosecuted. Make sure there's no animals on here. So there's the wee lane now. The new electric poles. They're putting electric poles up this last month or more. And new electric wires. You want to see how they're threading the cable on? I see there's some new here, so they must be upgrading our infrastructure. So that is the river line. The river line would have been there, run along. I said they filled it in. Lena, leave wildlife alone. Lena, leave the wildlife alone. So all this ground's been built up. There's cow pads here, so they do have cows in here at times. Maybe that's why you put a fence up. I noticed that when I came in here, the new lane made, and that could have been for the NIE to get their lorries up. Maybe got a wee grant to get it in. That's the old Herdman's Mill in front. Setting fire, but I don't know how many times. And then they built that new mill beside the old one, and after they built the new mill it was less than 10 years and shut it down, and they moved abroad. like all the other industry in Northern Ireland. And then that place there was vandalised and set on fire, and now Mull Ryans have moved into it. So the river line went through there. You see them trees each side? That's the line roughly went through. There stood. I remember there's a vein that was deep cutting out of here. I remember they filled it in. Well, it's a shame that the whole river line's open except that one wee bit. Like if you actually look at it, it's overgrown. They could easily put a wee path back in there again. The environment wouldn't have to make one, it's just to give access and people to make it themselves. Lena! Lena! How would you have to know wildlife? Right, how do we get you over there? You get underneath that gate, what are you doing? That's high enough for her to get underneath. Then we're back in our car. There's a sheep gate here, Lena. How'd they run to get their feet in? The sheep gates have the bars closer to stop lambs getting out. The one for cattle, the bars are further apart. So that green thing, my car is actually parked where the station building would have been. This grey fence is actually on the river line, and that's the platform. This would have been like a goods yard, a siding here. So we're actually walking on the old river line here. You just see where we're straight ahead. What is on the scrounge? Yeah, why warm again? You get a good sleep now when you go home, pet. So you know what? See this afternoon, so we're looking to get back out again. So this is the actual platform we're on here now. That's the edge of the platform. Come on now, Lena. So I used my blackout blinds in reverse to keep the sun out of the car. That's how warm it was today. Up we go now, honey. Up, up. That's a go. Oh, get these blinds off now.